What is going on, everyone? My name's Boit, and I'm back with some more Age of Mythology. The Titans action spawning in the left side of the map in the blue color playing as Isis. His name is Joe. His opponent today in the red color playing as Odin. His name is Suppe. This is game number 3 of this best of 5 for the... what do you call it? Competitive Mega Random Tournament. That's what it is. We're game number 3, ladies and gentlemen. The first 2 games, pretty decisive victories on both accounts. We'll see if things get a little bit more chaotic in this game, given we're in one of those special maps right now with fish on it. The fish maps that Competitive Mega Random has brought have really thrown a spanner in the works for those who are not quite fully understanding what water means in terms of how a game changes. So there's several different types of water maps. This one that we've got here is the 9 fish spawn in both sides of the map, in the middle of the map. So we could talk a little bit about this. So what does it mean to have fish on the map first and foremost? Well, it means that you can build a dock, which is effectively a second town center at the start of the game. And said dock only costs 120 wood, 50 gold, depending on how nice your civilization is to you and well, how much the developers thought that you needed the assistance in the early game here. So what does that mean if you get a town center straight away? Well, it just depends on how many fish you can actually get. So if you can produce 21 fishing ships, 18 fishing ships, that means you've produced fish for 5 minutes or so, or however long it would take to get those. If you make some quick math, 15 seconds, you can get 4 fishing ships out every minute. Therefore, 3 minutes pass, you have 12, and then another kind of 2 minutes pass, and you're at your like 20 fishing ships or so. So you're good to go and happy days. Beyond all of that, the fact that you get it straight at the start of the game means that food is coming in crazy fast on those types of maps. But what happens if food isn't coming in crazy fast, but just a little bit faster? How does that change things? Very interesting questions. We'll see what these guys are going to come up with here. My thinking is, well, if you can only get X amount of fish, you've got to kind of work it out a little bit differently. And we are seeing Joe doing some cheeky shenanigery here. He's actually trying to steal his opponent's fishing spots over here by sending his fishing ships forward. If I was Joe, I would send these fishing spots all the way forward here as well and try and take those for myself. But he's already on this side of the map, going to be building fishing ships over here. And I guess the final point, the big thing that is very different about playing on competitive Mega Random is you need to work out how many villages on wood you need in order to get all the fishing ships out that you want and nothing more. Now, if you've only got 9 fishing ships to get, then you're going to have to work out the correct amount of wood to be gathering to get yourself a crisp advance time, the temple you need, any houses you need, all of that good stuff. So we are seeing that Joe is going for 4 villages on wood. He's got himself 9 fishing ships just about. And that's fairly standard here. It's a bit of an old strategy from way back when, which was a 4-4-4 strategy that we used to see on Mediterranean some of the time and on Midgard Anatolia back when we didn't really work out exactly how things were going to go. But you would be aiming for a full 45 to 5 minute advance time with said build with lots of docks. Heimdall, though, coming through for Suppe. He's got his forward temple. Very Suppe-like. He loves the forward temples. He's going through Heimdall and he's going to be putting some early game pressure onto his opponent here, trying to take down docks and all the good stuff. You can see Joe a little bit behind the 8 ball here. He is going to be going up probably through Anubis, I would guess, here against the Odin, but we'll have to wait and see. He doesn't have a monument just yet. Maybe going to pick Bast. He's got lots of wood in the bank, and this is kind of what I was talking about players need to adapt a little bit. Too much wood in the bank means that advance time very late here for Joe, and he does pick Bast. So we're going to have Suppe with a significant advantage in the early game to take down these docks over here and take control of this location. It's going to be great for Suppe. So Suppe playing the early game really, really nicely. We'll see if he's going to be able to continue this one and see what he can do. We are seeing those fishing ships darting in and out of that dock. But this will definitely be going down here. You might even want to consider using Undermine on this one. I think you can use Undermine on buildings getting built. I've seen that happen before. But he's just going to try and take this down. No problems here as the Einhjar are going to be wandering forward as well. Will we be seeing a longboat or two? Just one going to be coming out. That's going to help out a lot here as Suppe getting himself a hand axe as well. Joe getting himself a pickaxe. Lots of wood and gold in the bank here for Joe. So we'll see if he's going to be able to get a dock up in time as the longboat going to be rowing in here to deal with these fishing ships, and they're going to have to retreat back into the dock in order to try and take down the longboat. Let's see, will this dock get taken down fast enough or not is the big question here. The Einhjar helps out a ton, and it does look like there's no cabinets being produced just yet. Handful of cabinets coming through onto the top side of the map, though. We've already got ourselves 3 docks here for Joe, so he should be able to fairly easily take this top side of the water. And this is kind of... Oh, can't let those Herso die that easily as the cabinets do manage to take these down very, very fast. But will the Herso kill off this Sphinx or not? It does look like he manages to, so almost a worthwhile trade there for Suppe as he manages to deal with that one. A little bit of a mismarker from Joe in the end where he could have dealt with that. But in the end, this dock does fall. Suppe's going to have that location there for himself. Question is, does he want to continue building longboats in order to hold on to his fish up on this top side and cause more pressure or not? And what is Joe going to be doing as a response? He's going to be throwing down his own barracks here. Double barracks coming out. More villagers on the food. Tons of villagers on wood. Still with 500 wood in the bank. A crazy amount here. As some houses going to be falling as well. There is a monument over here. But is this monument actually close enough to stop Suppe from casting Undermine over here? That's the question. He does cast it. Is it going to be able to hit this tower or not? That's the big question. If it kills the tower, it's going to be a lot of problems for Joe, and it does manage to take that one down. So Joe's in a bit of a tough spot here. He's going to be spamming out axemen. See the other barracks coming out. A couple of priests are out. Handful of units here for Suppe as he's going to be moving forward to try and take out those axemen, but decides against that one. He's going to be pulling back. I'm not sure if that's quite the correct idea because that's an overwhelming advantage in the forces that he's constructed. As we are seeing some spearmen coming out. Those longboats are out as well to harass the fishing ships of Joe here as well. As you don't really need a whole lot of longboats. You don't want to push in. You just kind of want to harass and make sure your opponent's off these fishing spots while you manage to get your own and gather as much food as you possibly can. You do see 74 population for Suppe to Joe's 61 population as the Einhjar does fall here. And for some reason, Suppe not paying attention. He moves forward. He's going to take a lot of damage here as he does turn around and starts engaging this fight. The axeman going to town on that Herso here as the throwing axeman in the back actually getting sniped by those priests. And it does look like Suppe not able to quite make this fight work as well as he might like. Going to be retreating away. A couple of low HP units here for the Egyptian player. Going to get healed back up. And so too might Suppe's raiding cavalry get healed back up as well. As Suppe continuing to try and hold on to this location. He does have a fishing ship getting built out as he's trying to control these locations. A couple more cabinets going to be popping out for Joe. Resources are very, very low, but his food is in a bit of a predicament here. He's just about to run out of this hippo. Doesn't seem to be a crazy amount of food on this spawn. So the water is going to really, really matter here. So we'll see how long Suppe can hold that one as he is going to continue to push forward here. But pulling back, try and get in range of that longboat over here. That's going to be a real, real big help in this fight. But it seems like Joe is too smart. Going to just pull back. Not going to go too aggressive here. And we'll see the axeman getting chased down. Throwing axemen going to town on the back. You have to micro this incredibly well. Throwing axemen need to be on spearmen, not on axemen. Yes, the throwing axemen will get the DPS onto those axemen, but it's just not that great. You want to be taking out those spearmen if you possibly can, as we are seeing the engagement here going very, very well right now for Joe. He's currently surrounding those throwing axemen as he has to retreat away. Going straight after that Pharaoh. Can he take that one down? Yes, he can. Pharaoh out of position here. Raiding cavalry tanking those throwing axemen. Axemen of Joe doing a lot of really, really good damage here. But the axemen here able to take down some of those infantry units nice and easily. Villagers going to be falling over here as well as they're getting into the battle. And now those priests in the back need to get sniped down as well. More spearmen popping out. We see the Hearser going to get taken down. Still actually alive here and it manages to survive with 1 HP, it would seem, as now the gold mine has been pushed off and it seemingly looks like Suppe has managed to find himself an incredibly strong position in this game. Also moving forward onto this gold mine over in the corner here. We'll see if Suppe can push off this gold mine completely right now. If we take a quick look at the map, all the gold mines have been spotted by Suppe. I'm not sure where his ravens are right now. He'll definitely want to be checking sneaky gold mines, especially this one down here. If we take a look at what Suppe's actually seen on the map, he has missed that top gold mine over here, but he knows that the close gold, he knows where the close gold mine is at the bottom. So he'll have somewhat of an idea over there. Not only that, he has spotted 2 gold mines on either side, so that might indicate to him that there may be a gold mine elsewhere. So you do see the surrounding cavalry just hanging out over on this location. Joe's at 59 gold right now. More units pushing forward here, getting taken down very, very nicely here by Suppe, as Joe is in a ton. He's going to be under a ton of pressure here as Suppe retreats away. But we'll see what Joe can do. Is he making any sneakies here? Nope, just going to be returning back onto this gold mine, trying to get as much of that as he possibly can. We see the Pharaoh coming out. We're getting safeguard through for Suppe. I love that, as we're also seeing the raiding cavalry scouting around here. We've got this raiding cavalry spotting that top gold mine over here. Might be a little bit... The timing might be actually impeccable here by Suppe, as he's actually on patrol, it would seem, between these 2 gold mines. But will he spot these villagers or not? Yes, he does, as we see a watchtower coming down on this position here. That's 550 HP that's about to go up to a crazy amount, and also make those watchtowers even cheaper to be building here, as we also see the raiding cavalry getting taken down. 1 Sphinx is out, which might be a big enough help. Not only that, these Kebnets able to come back here and prevent the units from moving forward. 5 Kebnets is a difficult amount to deal with here. Not only that, while this has all been going on, Joe's managed to sneak a dock up on the bottom side of this water, and he's going to be doing some crazy amounts of damage to Suppe's economy here. Suppe's got only 4 fishing ships now. He's got no real food left, starting to make farm in the classical age, as a couple of units getting taken down, a couple of these buildings getting taken out to boot here, and we'll see the temple getting torn down right now, as another tower going to be getting thrown up on this position here. I think that got to be a little bit careful with these Heimdall towers. Yes, they are insanely good, but that wood needs to be going into farms right now, it would seem here. There's not really that much food on the map at all, as the units getting, as the Sphinx going to be coming in. We are seeing those raiding cavalry attempting to get a surround on this one, but not quite able to here, as the Hearser does end up going down. We see Prosperity getting thrown onto this gold mine over here. We've got 20 villagers on this gold mine, as Joe's got 1,000 food in the bank and 600 or 500 plus gold in the bank as well. So he's going to be able to advance through to the heroic age very, very shortly. Joe is somehow, some way, still alive in this game, thanks to some clever dock maneuvers and clever pressure that he's managed to put on. But Joe's not out of the woodworks just yet. Villagers on this wood line going to be getting taken down. The throwing axemen getting some good damage done. The barracks going to be going down as well. Nearly every single one of those villagers does end up falling. 2 HP villager over here manages to survive. But Joe's at 35 villagers, 13 fishing ships. Suppe is at 42 villagers, 2 fishing ships. So the advantage definitely in Joe's court in the villager count, even after all of that damage has been done. We might see these docks getting taken out potentially here, as Suppe might be able to take the top side back for himself here. But we'll see how that's going to go, as now Nephthys is well and truly on the way Soup is very far away from any sort of next age. Long distance gathering on these chickens here. Plenty of wood in the bank as he's going to be pushing into the main base of Joe. And this might actually be able to force a immediate ancestors here. But we do see while this is going on, a second town center getting thrown up for Joe. He's being very, very sneaky over there as the Nephthys comes through. Ancestors Eclipse getting dropped onto this location to defend it. And Soup has to retreat away. He does have these 3 towers, 8 damage apiece, shooting 2 arrows each. But right now they are shooting nothing that they should be. They're shooting docks. Actually, this tower is doing something useful, but Soup will have to retreat nonetheless, and he might be able to continue to fight this one with the help of those Iron here. But while this is going on, he's going to be retreating or moving his raiding cavalry into a separate location to get some serious damage done onto Joe's economy over here. As the raiding cavalry pop in, there is a town center on this location. The villagers will make a break for it into that town center there, and that's going to be a nice play from Joe, able to protect his villagers. As we also see the Scorpion Man coming in, going to do some crazy amounts of damage, 37.5 damage per second while Eclipse is up. The dock has been taken down of Soups over here as well, as the Leviathan has popped out to help out just a little bit here. The throwing axe going to be turning around doing the damage, but Joe seemingly has managed to stabilize some way. Eclipse is just about up, and we will be seeing that Pharaoh going down before those Einhia all end up falling here. Nice play from Soup to survive that one. Plenty of resources in the bank. Might be starting to see some talent centers, and this game might end up going from what seemed to be a classic sub 10-minute Soup victory into a very, very rare long stretched out game there. Both players in a very, very good position. We are seeing these units here getting kind of thrown away as he's trying to take down the Kepnets with those throwing action, which is not a bad idea considering the Kepnets have got, relatively low hack armor at 30% hack armor, but the throwing axe can deal 4.95 damage, which really isn't that much. Meanwhile, trying to push in and defend the towers over here, but the Scorpion Men are out. Scorpion Men are a disgusting unit to be massing against the Norse players, especially Odin, because you have to build Ursa. You don't really want to build Ursa, but you have to build Ursa to deal with them, because they just tank for days, because they've got how much armor? 49% hack armor. That's like a Huskal against archers, but it's against hack units, which is every single unit that, every single type of damage that the Norse player can deal at this point in the game. So we are seeing some more buildings getting taken down. This gold mine is going to be expiring in the near future here, and we'll see how it's all going to go. Salt Amphora on the way. Soup, does he have an armory up somewhere? He doesn't have an armory up. I don't see an armory anywhere. He needs an armory to advance, but he doesn't have one. There it's going up right now, as we've also seen those towers getting repaired back up. One way that you can really... This is actually... The safeguard towers are actually a really, really good idea. One way that you can take advantage or max advantage of them is to put a tower up on the fishing spot lines. If you put a tower up there, then you basically need siege ships to push through, or melee units to come in and clean up the unprotected towers. So we are seeing the Iron here getting kind of nearly completely taken out here, as they both do end up falling. The armory does come up, and Soup will be able to advance through Scardy very, very shortly. Watchtowers still managing to come up here. I'm still a little bit surprised we haven't seen Soup take advantage of that. This dock is 1 HP, but you could take the dock down, chuck a tower up over here, put your own dock down, take those fishing spots if you so choose. We do see this Raven going to be hanging out on this gold mine. Some smart play there, making sure he's got good control of that one. With this town center here, it's going to be a big help, but guess what? This is in range of water. Both town centers, no, not both town centers, just the close town centers here, which Soup has chosen to take, might be a glaring weakness as this game going to be continuing. We see the Chariot Archers moving forward, going to be looking for some kind of a raid here. And unlike in a normal game where I would say, you know what, Chariot Archers raiding against Norse is generally a death sentence for said Chariot Archers. In this situation, Joe's actually got a very, very safe position to retreat back here into. He's got his cabinets ready. He's going to be happy about that. We are going to be seeing this watchtower getting shot up here as fast as he possibly can. We'll see if it's going to be able to go up in time. Looks like it's not, as he does decide to delete that one, retreating away. Joe is now getting funeral rites. He's getting Osiris. He's getting fortified towns, and there's plenty of resources in the bank right now for Joe, as Soup is also in a very similar position in terms of his own resources. Does he have a market somewhere is the big question. I don't see one anywhere just yet, as we are seeing those Scorpion Men finally meeting their match against that Frost Giant over here. Town Center is up on this position. We've got a Raven over in this corner. Just going to be checking out the corner location there. More of Soup's infantry are getting taken down. He's getting himself medium cavalry, heavy infantry, copper mail. But Osiris is on the way. Now, if you are somewhat aware of the Egyptian, the Osiris versus Ragnarok matchup, or more importantly, the Egyptian versus Norse matchup, you will be aware that Frost is a key god power in order to make a Ragnarok work. So we'll see, is Soup going to go for a Ragnarok, go for a gold staff, or not, as the raiding cavalry do come through here, and this might be enough to clean up these chariot archers that have just decided to sit idly by, as 2 hill forts are coming up. Soup's still not with the market, I don't see anywhere just yet, but he will be getting his double hill forts up and continuing along in this game. We do see the Raven has spotted these villagers on this location, and that's going to be the time the Raiders do decide to start moving out. Now, cabinets, I think, can actually hit raiding cavalry. Raiding cavalry move at 6.00 speed without thundering hooves, and cabinets have got a track rating of 10, apparently. Not sure if that means they can hit them or not. Track rating is a confusing term. Wait, let's see if we can check out the heavy chariot. Track rating of 5. So yeah, the cabinets do hit basically no matter what. As a whole bunch of villagers here are actually getting taken out by Soup. Nice play to take those out. Soup still not enough resources to advance. He's still dealing with most of these villagers. The cabinet's getting a lot of damage done to take out these raiders, though, as a mummy does come in to help out. And the final amount of raiders have been destroyed here, as we're also seeing the towers in the middle of the map getting taken out by Joe, as he's got himself his Son of Osiris. He's doing everything he possibly can here to push forward. But town centers have been grabbed. Soup is going up to 4 town centers right now. And here's the big question. Are we going to be seeing any kind of attempt at making those siege ships or not? That's the big question here. For Joe, if he's going to recognize that or not. It's a really, really good investment. Doesn't cost a lot of resources, doesn't cost a lot of population. Just get 1 technology and start making yourself some relatively cheap siege weapons. But the siege towers are cleaning up a lot of these buildings here. We're seeing irrigation coming through for Soup and Winter Harvest. I've seen this quite a bit from Soup. He does go for both of these upgrades at the same time, as we do see the naval auxiliaries is coming through. Joe is very aware of how strong this river is, as it's going to hit both of these town centers, so he's going to get hyper value out of that naval auxiliaries there. But like I was saying, Soup tends to get irrigation and Winter Harvest together at the same time. Now, you should probably think about getting Winter Harvest as soon as you possibly can, because it is worth plow and irrigation in terms of upgrades here. And will we be seeing an advance time right now? Yes, we are. Balder on the way for Soup, and he's holding the Frost. This is incredibly important here for Soup. The idea is you want a Frost on top of the Son of Osiris, surround the Son of Osiris, kill the Son of Osiris, and then celebrate. As we see the mummy getting taken down here, as where are those juicy siege ships? One coming out here. It's got itself 30 range, and we'll see if it's in range of this town center or not. It might not be, and there is no way it's not, as it starts firing away. And oh no, this could be disaster right now for Soup. He gets his villagers caught out on this gold mine, forced to cast Frost over here on 11 chariot archers. And now the Son of Osiris is going to reign supreme against Ragnarok. I don't know. I would have taken the losses. Just take the losses of those couple of villages and run away. This town center will indeed be going down. Suppe needs to train as many units as he possibly can right now as the siege towers, Son of Osiris, moving forward. There is this potential for the Son of Osiris to get out of position here and get picked off. It's very far away from home and very close to where those Ragnarok heroes are going to be coming in. Suppe not training many units right now as the Son of Osiris here start zapping away. But Suppe needs to get up to his 160 population here, as we do see that the siege tower is going to be picking up the Son of Osiris, getting taken down, and we'll see if he's going to be able to pick these guys off or not. There's the Ragnarok up to 316 HP here, as the Son of Osiris yet again getting targeted down. The siege towers retreating away, and somehow, some way, the Son of Osiris goes down without the need for a frost here. Beautiful surround by Suppe. And now it's just a question of, can Suppe push in and kill off what Joe's got or not? Joe's throwing up a whole bunch of walls. All the gold is on the bottom side of the map. This Oxy War Barge is taking down a town center. One town center apiece here. We do see the Heroes of Ragnarok moving into the main base of Joe over here. Watchtowers is through, but no guard towers. Obviously, watchtowers is through. It's free, but no guard towers for Joe. Fortified town centers. Masons is in. Houses getting taken out as the Rag heroes are going to be streaming in onto this position. This one Oxy War Barge should come over and take this town center out if he so chooses, but deciding not to do that just yet. Suppe's got plenty of resources in the bank as well. As a does he have a trade route of some sort? No, he's got no trade route. That's a bit sad, but it is what it is. As the town center is going to be getting torn to pieces. We'll see how that's going to go. Villages in the corner of the map over here. Probably not going to get spotted. A little bit of a weird place for those to be. Smart move from Joe to move over there. As more units are going to be taken down. Suppe's dropped down to 250 population. The town center will indeed end up falling on this position as more units are streaming into this main base of Joe. Joe not able to hold here at all here, as Chronolation's coming through 50% of the way. Not going to be able to be finished if these Heroes of Ragnarok have got anything to say about that. More buildings getting taken down here as the unit's going to be retreating away. Joe's at 122 of 123 population right now, as he's down to one town center. There are still 229 population of Rag heroes and assorted Norse infantry, as well as a fire giant here. I don't see any real attempt at making no raiding cavalry being remaining, I should say, but the Migdol stronghold on this position going to be getting taken down. I'm sure that the town center will fall after that. Champion chariots coming through, as well as Suppe is still doing his darndest to push through here. Joe's at 105 of 93 population now, as he's losing even more population over here. A couple of axemen do pop out, but there's kind of numbers and just not quite there just yet, as we see a cheeky wooden wall coming down on this position for Suppe to block the retreat path of the Pharaoh here. Let's manage to take that one down as the 21 Heroes of Ragnarok able to destroy this fortified town center here, as Suppe now making his way over onto this location here. We see a whole bunch of houses getting dropped. The gold on this position over here is getting grabbed as best as it possibly can. We've got 2 watchtowers over here. The Migdol strongholds are up. There's still 63 villages for Joe. So even if Suppe manages to build both of these town centers, he's got a ways to go to get back into this game, economically speaking, and catch up where that's concerned. These villages getting chased away, and Suppe has got to be scratching his head. Where are the villagers? He hasn't seen them anywhere. Picking off the market's going to be a really, really good idea. Try and take down some units here. As Joe, he's got himself his champion chariots. He's got himself tons of resources in the bank. Temple coming up over here. More houses coming down. Suppe's Ragnarok is starting to dwindle. He's got himself 75 favor in the bank, though, so we can make a bunch of fire giants if he gets the gold. But like I said, not making a trade route means this fire giant follow-up, which would be really, really big here, considering no real ability to make any mummies or anything with only 26 favor remaining. Fire giant's going to be key. If he doesn't move in, he can actually utilize his special ability onto those villagers here, and he does go for that one. So a little bit of damage done. The villagers do garrison away from that. Small Rag heroes are going to be pushing in onto this position here, trying to get all of the damage done. Some cheeky stone walls coming up on this position just to make things a little bit tricky for those rag heroes. They're trying to get in over here. We still only have, well, we've got architects actually through for Joe, I should say. So these towers are going to be able to hold very, very nicely. A whole bunch of watchtowers are up for Joe. He's trying to pump out as many of these as he possibly can, as Suppe is trying to inflict just a little bit of damage onto him. As Joe going to be retreating through this location. He can go after this gold mine over here if he so chooses and deal with that, but a little bit of a difficulty here for Joe, as he's also got another option. He can just run all the way around and come up over onto this gold mine over here. But Rag Hero's falling. Suppe's now at 160 of 160 population. Gonna have to start making villages out of his town centers. He's making villages out of all 3 of his town centers, or 4 of his town centers. Nope, not out of that forward one just yet. Suppe's also getting himself some ox caravans as well. These buildings are looking like they will fall eventually as more Migdol strongholds are coming up. And Suppe's got to be asking himself the question, how does Joe continue to build buildings and all of the resources? How can he have so many resources in the bank? Well, he does have the fishing economy, obviously, but more importantly is the fact that his villages are still alive over on this position. Throwing down houses over here. Nice and smart to be doing that one. As the watchtowers are going to be falling, villagers retreating away over here through the walls, trying to get to safety. We see some rag heroes moving around to the top side of the map, going to attempt to prevent the villagers from retreating away. Definitely want to be doing that as best as he possibly can. We see enclosed dock coming through for Joe, as he's going to be trying to make an escape for himself. These villagers want to get out of here, and they will be able to jump through. Is there a trample sport ship? Yes, there is. Enclosed dock gives the villagers an extra 10 spaces over here. But he has to wait for that one 50% of the way through. It's not a technology we see researched very often, but it takes a while to come through at 40 seconds. For a technology we don't see very often. That's a long research time, but he will get it nonetheless, as these villagers are going to be attempting to escape. They managed to mostly get away from here, and Suppe says, okay, I need to run. I need to run fast, I need to run quickly, and I am away. He's getting back home, seeing where he can go. All right, villagers retreating up onto this wood line over here. We've got barracks is all up. Siege works is up as well. As we see the houses getting taken down over here. And stray toothed arrows here as well. Might come in handy a little bit later if we see some ballaster. But right now, 19 villages, 2 ox caravans to 18 fishing ships, 43 villages. That is a big differential here. So we see the chariot archers are going to be moving in to try and take down some of these units. You do have to be careful. Those fire giants are out. They're going to be doing a lot of damage. As essentially, Suppe can just retreat his units away and allow those fire giants to reign supreme over here. As the villagers do manage to start chopping down the wood in the middle of the map. Still no gold income right now for Joe, but it doesn't really matter. As you can see, you can sell some food, you can sell some wood, get some gold, live the dream. Do these villagers have themselves irrigation? Yes, they do. Irrigation and winter harvest. He didn't cancel those or anything like that earlier when he was researching them. He didn't end up getting them. Cheeky market coming up on this side as he ran a stray hero of Ragnarok, going to be hanging out over there to just keep an eye on things, as the Oxy War Barge is getting destroyed by the fire giants. Obviously, that's what you want to do. But the extra little splash animations that come in, you don't see that very often. This town center looks like it's going to get snuck up here by Joe, as Suppe doesn't have any idea it's going up. But Joe's out of gold right now, so we will have to start trading. Villagers are roughly equal. They're getting close. Only 5 behind in terms of the villager count, and then obviously the caravan count is catching up to those fishing ships as well. But I mean, it's probably not the best of trade routes, going from one market, one town center to the other one, only with how much gold? 38 gold. As we see the dock getting taken out over here. And Excuse me. As Joe does manage to get himself this fortified town center, the villagers coming over to get the mining camp up. We do have a fire giant on the way though. So town center is up for Joe. Fire giant on the way. Soup is at full population or thereabouts. Now we got random villagers coming over here to try and start chopping down this wood line here. As the villagers retreat back, that fire giant is sitting there 99%, looking mightily scary. And Joe is just like desperately trying to stabilize somehow, some way, as Soup is just like, alright, I'm coming over to clean you. Fire giant strolling up here. But Soup's looking like he's caught up effectively in terms of economy. He's got 1,000 food in the bag somehow. While this is going on, big raid onto the main base here. Plenty of villagers in the main base though for Soup to defend. He does need to micro this town center a little bit onto those axemen though. As the villagers pop out, we'll be able to take out these siege towers incredibly fast, as the town center going to be going down very quickly though. Does have to be a little bit careful here. Get some units back, a fire giant or two. A little bit of micro with the town center. Wouldn't go astray. But the siege tower retreating away. Those villagers are ending up getting taken out. So that's hurting quite a bit here as the heroes of Ragnarok do go after this town center. The fire giant's getting targeted down by priests and pharaoh, but unable to take it down that quickly here as the fire giants do turn around. Going to try and take out those chariot archers. Nice micro from Joe there, as we also see the villagers getting picked up as they get spotted, and Joe's being as annoying as he possibly can, utilizing the terrain in this map to the best of his ability, as the town center does live to fight another day. But the army here of Joe is continuing to move in onto this position, and Soup is mightily struggling right now, it would seem. As the chariot archers do go down, and maybe Soup can afford to get this town center in the near future here. These ox caravans getting taken out. The villagers coming in though to try and shank down the town center. The 32-minute villager rush of sorts here. And grabbing this town center shuts down the trade route to some degree, but we'll see what Soup is going to manage here. If he loses this town center, things might get very, very scary for him, especially because, I mean, Joe's got tons of resources in the bank. He's not gathering any gold, though. He can sell wood. He's going to throw down a market over here as his market was taken down. And Soup is trying to figure out a way back into this game with 0 gold in the bank. He does have a gold mine over here he can try and grab. Send these villagers forward wouldn't be a bad idea. You don't need to have villagers on. It doesn't need to be dwarves. You can send your villagers onto this gold mine over here if you so choose. Right now, Joe's at 84 of 100 population, though. He's got no population at all. Soup's at 152 of 145 population. As the watchtower does go down, see this armory getting taken out. The army retreating back in onto this position here to try and take these villagers out. And Joe has to pull away. The fire giants wandering through as well, as the axemen will end up falling. Villagers coming in onto this position to try and fight this one and grab the town center for themselves. The fire giant moving in over here as well, as Soup manages to take down the scorpion men. The fire giant under attack there by those priests. These units here are going to get absolutely massacred, it would seem, as Soup is looking closer and closer like he's going to be able to take this series, or not take the series, but give himself an advantage in this series, going up to 2 wins. As the unit's forming, there's still the villagers that need to be getting taken out. Soup's at 120 of 145 population right now. The chariot archers all end up falling over here, as the villagers have to retreat back through the transport ship, trying to find themselves somewhere to go. Soup's got no gold income, but there is a gold mine over here he could be going on to. The town center gets deleted there for Joe. He's going to try and rebuild some units here. And Soup is taking it very slowly at this point, searching around the map, looking for stray villages anywhere. It doesn't look like he's going to be finding any more, as Joe's at 15 villages, 15 fishing ships, compared to Soup's 45 villages, as there's a significant advantage in the civilian count for Soup at this stage of the game. Architects coming through for Suppe as well to make sure his buildings don't fall too easily. We've got some chariot archers getting taken down. Stray siege tower popping out here will get deleted, as well as the Ulfsuck do manage to spot these villagers gathering gold, putting a stop to that one. There's no town centers for Joe, which means no trade route, which means no gold income. That is the game. Suppe manages to take out Joe's ISIS here with his Odin on a very, very interesting competitive mega random map with a very brutal Ragnarok. Joe tried to make the transport ship shenanigans work. He almost got back into this game, but he just lost too many villagers in the end here, and he just wasn't able to convert that ending as Suppe managed to get his economy going back. And if that economy is going, there's not much else you can do. GG, well played by Suppe, and it was a close one from the start to the end here. Almost won it in the first 10 minutes though, but he didn't. Anyways, if you guys enjoyed this game, please consider hitting the follow on the Twitch. If you're on the YouTube, hit that subscribe button, and I will see you guys in the next game.